Welcome.
All right. Hey, hey.
Welcome, Redfoo. Thanks for joining us, man.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So Redfoo, so we got to talk about why you're here.
Okay.
You've got over 1 billion views on some of your more popular videos. So why are you here at a bot conference?
Well, good question. Good question. I just love technology, and I started to code, and just my whole career I've always used technology to enhance my creativity, as far as using programs to make beats and editing, you know, Final Cut Pro to edit the videos and to do that stuff, and I've been a user, and now it's a user of apps. Just to clarify that. I've been a user of technology, and now I want to code and program, and I was making going through the Facebook tutorial on the development of the bots, and I was, you know, connecting it and downloading it and webhooks and all the stuff. And I came across Esther's bot because I was searching for bots. I was like, I love the bots. And I sent Esther a message and I said, I love your bot. Right? I did, I said it. And because it was amazing, it was very conversational. And then she said, you know, hey, let's do a FaceTime, let's talk. And I wanted to see if she was real. Yeah. And so we FaceTimed, and she was real. She wasn't just a bot. She wasn't just a bot or a dude in a basement. You know, she was, you know. Yeah. And now we're here. Yeah. No. Great. So yeah. In full disclosure, I met Esther too at Botness, which was this event that I referred to earlier, about a month ago. Yeah. And you were demonstrating what I thought was very interesting, which was the personal bot concept, right? And you had demonstrated the Messina Bot, which was the first personal bot I'd ever seen. This concept of the micro bot, where you're delivering consumers or users of the bot to help them reach Chris in the right moment. Like if you wanted to have him hunt, right? You go to that particular button, and then you go to another button if you want to get his events that he's participating at or his Uber activities. So you've been working on this for quite some time. Can you talk a little bit about what other people you have? Is it Redfoo and Chris, and what are the lessons you've learned? Yeah,
so I just started the company Olabot literally a few weeks ago officially, and I'm part of Bot Camp's program at BetaWorks. So tonight I'm actually going to be getting on a flight to go to New York for a few months and work out of their office.
Yeah, I think this is the first time you're talking publicly about the company, talking about the name and so on, right? Yeah, so this is early. Any funding that you can talk about, or because I know you've been in the startup community and working with an incubator. But
yeah. So I'm taking like a pre-seed round from them of $200K, and then we'll raise a seed round in the near future. Okay. Yeah, so Olabot is really meant to be a fun, simple platform for letting people build personal bots, and we're really targeted at the millennial generation, like folks who would be on Snapchat. When we think about like the inbox and the power of the inbox, it's like, wow, the inbox is not going to be email for that next generation. It's going to be messaging apps. And it's not going to be about URLs and building personal websites or like static, boring about.me pages. It's going to be like interactive experiences driven by the data that's already available out there about you. And so yeah, we're building out the platform, and we're dog fooding it ourselves by releasing these individual bots. And
yeah, and I want to make sure that everyone actually gets a chance right now to go to Messenger and look for the Redfoo bot. I just did it for the first time a few minutes ago because they gave me the heads up that it was coming. But get on there, because we might actually do something at the end if we have the tech right and to actually engage. But you'll find it if you do the search, obviously, on Messenger for just simply Redfoo. So what were the lessons? So when he came to you, right, which was just recently, what were the lessons that you'd learned from the Messina Bot and others that you could then help him with? Can you take us through the various things that kind of help you get above the basic functionality of the current Facebook bot structure? So.
Yeah, I think that some of the lessons learned so far is that keeping it conversational is really helpful, but using buttons to help guide users, because the NLP is just not really reliable.
Right.
And so keeping it structured enough that people can know where they're at has been really useful. Being able to create these like one-to-one and one-to-many group chat experiences, I think, is one of the things that's so exciting about being on the messaging platform. And then also we found that QR codes, especially in America, are still really they're not ubiquitous. And so even at the Twilio developer conference, I was doing some testing and I was trying to get developers who, these are the people who would, if anyone knew how to use it, they would know how to use it, to interact with the messenger codes, and they just didn't really know how to find it.
It's not going to happen.
And so, so adding a layer of text messaging to this, so that instead of making somebody search in Messenger or use the Messenger code to start out with a phone number, is something that we're doing that I think is going to be like a really simple way to onboard people into the bot experience.
Yeah. So so getting back to the original question, Redfoo, so you've got all these followers. When I actually got on the bot a few minutes ago, it's 3.8 million, right? So you've got a following. Can you talk a little bit about why you're using Facebook Messenger, why you're using a bot? I know you talked about your tech, your interest in it. But was there any limitations in terms of engagement with fans, and like what were the drawbacks? To
as an artist, one of the keys is going to your fans direct. Yeah. And 7-8 years ago or so, you could reach all your fans on Facebook, but now they're starting to throttle. They're starting to filter your posts. Instagram is doing that as well, so you're not getting on the news feeds because there's so much competition. They're overcrowded. There's too much noise. And so I realized that my fans weren't getting my updates. They weren't getting my posts. And so I started to look for new ways to reach them, and that's where I found the whole bot community and the messaging apps, because right now, with the messaging apps, there's no throttle, it's wide open. Yeah. And so I'm saying, hey, let's make some bots, and now I can personalize my communication. So I can have the bot speak the way I speak, and it says, yeah, baby. And it can go back and forth, and I can, just like I write lyrics, I can now write the copy for the NLP, for the conversational stuff. And so for an artist and for a communicator, it's perfect for me, the bots.
Yeah, great. You've talked about how you're doing some new things with this bot. Can you share those, or how much of that is secret? It's out there now, right? So can you talk a little bit about the new things you're doing and why?
Yeah, so one of the big things that we have been trying out is this idea of a one-to-many group chat experience within Messenger. So essentially, he could send out a broadcast message, and immediately all of his fans and followers who have interacted with him through the bot get a notification and get the option to then start into a live group chat. It's an ephemeral chat, so it's kind of a mix of, it's a little bit like Periscope in that way, and you're only allowed to get in if you're the first 100 people, and it's ephemeral, so if you don't get in right away, then you'll never see the chat. And if you're a participant in it, then you have this like short window where you can like instantly engage with him, as well as any of the other fans who are also getting that message. So yeah, we're trying that out. And
have you seen that work anywhere else? Or is this completely new?
I've seen some people try the one-to-many group chats, but I think this as a feature within a bot is really new, and it's definitely never been done at scale like this. And I'm curious to see how it goes.
So Redfoo, back to reaching fans directly. That's something that's been, Facebook's been criticized about the algorithm, so that people can actually reach people directly. So it's interesting that you're sticking with Facebook. Obviously, you have access to other platforms, right? There's Instagram, WhatsApp. You said is your default. Can you talk a little bit about how it fits into your overall kind of your social strategy? This bot thing. How big is it?
It's really big, because I can't message everybody back on the Twitter direct messages, the DMs on Instagram, the Snapchats. I can't be everywhere at once. And some of the questions are, when is your next show? Some of the questions, you know, are, is LMFAO ever getting back together? You know, and
what's the answer, by the way?
Well, the answer is, you know, ask the bot.
So we do that a few minutes from now?
Yeah,
All right.
we will. I hope we programmed that question. Okay. And so, you know, I feel bad. I mean, I lose sleep at night because I know that I'm not answering these questions over here and these questions over here, and some of them are generic that I don't even have to. I've said it 1,000 times. So the concept is like we're basically building an API for the Redfoo brand. And that's what really this whole thing is we're now building this API that our fans can access, and we're, you know, guiding them through the access of getting to know Redfoo and all the events and, you know, the merch and the history and all that stuff. And it's fascinating. It's amazing.
Yeah. So, and Esther, you've mentioned that you're focused on this millennial. So Redfoo's right in that millennial group, right? That's the cohort your company's focused on in particular. So that would be Kik and Facebook. Is there anybody else? And
that's who we're looking at right now, yeah. So we're exclusive to the Messenger platform today, but I'm really excited about what Kik offers, and they're definitely the next platform that we're looking at to expand to. So yeah, that's what we're up to.
Yeah, great. Redfoo, what do you think? You heard of Kik? I mean, so what do you think?
You know what? I've heard of it. I always get like, are you on Kik? And I never got on Kik because there's too many.
Yeah.
You know, I'm still, you know, old school. I'm on Snapchat still. So, you know, but like Telegram.
I love that that's old school.
It's old school. It's old school. But Telegram is like open source though, and you can like. I'm looking at all the, you know, the platforms that are bot friendly.
Yeah.
Now, that's my new focus, you know. I know Skype is doing some stuff, but I can't wait till WhatsApp. I know that iMessage has bots because the Federal Express, when you put tracking number, it says track shipment, but if you don't put the word tracking, it doesn't say track shipment. So they're experimenting, but they're not telling anybody.
Yeah.
So it's gonna happen. I mean, all of them are gonna have bots. And I'm over on WordPress building and wanting to put a bot on the web, on, you know, on my WordPress. So I think that's going to be one of my next things, and I'm going to put the Olabot everywhere and on every platform, because, and then it's one central API that I'm giving data to and building, and everybody can just grab it.
So what about some of the other features that you're discovering going forward? I mean, there's a lot of functionality that we haven't talked about. Segmentation. Yeah. There's the store. Yeah. There's venues. There's maybe segmentation by region as he's touring, and you're going on a tour in a couple of days, I understand.
Well, I'm always touring. I'm going to Dallas as my next stop, and then I go overseas. And what is very interesting is, you know, what we will, you know, hopefully do in a little bit is the one-to-many. Yeah. Because now I'm going to use it like a Snapchat, where I can just tell people, you know, do a picture, give a status, and it goes out to everybody on Messenger. And that's the next level to me. And so I think there's going to be a shift from these other platforms to whoever has the bots, because it's a better experience.
Retention, customer service. Esther, can you talk a little about, you know, segmentation, some of those things that you're trying? I mean, it's interesting to hear, right? Because we've been hearing about all these different industries, health and finance, but when it comes to personal bots, we really haven't talked about that. And now we're talking about entertainment. What are kind of like the leading features that a guy like Redfoo needs after chat? It sounds like it's one to many. There's one to one. A lot of things you just told us. What are the next things that you're going to help him with?
Yeah, so right now you can play the music, music through it. You can look at his videos. You can shop from his store. You can do all these things that you would traditionally do on a website. But what's interesting is that the bot can remember what you've already done. And then you can segment out messages and automate some of those things for those very specific audiences versus you go to a website and everyone sees the same thing every time. And so that's really the power of a bot experience, that it's totally personalized to each individual who encounters it. And I think that data is really powerful for him to also be able to then message people at the next stop he's going to, and just those people, like, hey guys, this is where I'm going to be. And instead of sort of spamming your entire newsletter list, you can be really targeted and get to the people who actually really care about that message.
Yeah, Chris Messina wrote a post, and VentureBeat published it, about his experiences with the one-to-many, and it was pretty bad. It was over
one-to-one.
It was one. Yeah, that's right. It was supposed to be one-to-many, but it ended up being one-to-one. I think that was the problem, right? You
can't scale a person. This is the challenge.
Can't scale a person. So it was good to have that dry run before you launch Redfoo. Is that why you went to the ephemeral chat? Because Chris Messina broke down as an individual. As hard as that is to imagine, because the guy's all over the place.
Yeah.
Right. And high energy levels, but he just couldn't scale. So
nobody knows how this works. We're super early, and we happen to be, I would say, like the leading personal bot company that's out trying to figure out this space. And so we're doing a lot of experimentation to figure out where do things break down and how do we adapt and learn and create new experiences within the messaging context that do work for individuals, no matter the size of the audience they have. Because individuals who have really small audiences are also going to be using personal bots. It's not like only Redfoo. In fact, his fan base is going to go crazy, I have no doubt, once they experience it. We had 30% of people who went through the Messina Bot signed up for their own bot. Like, that's insane. Yeah. And so, everyday people are going to be using these for their own benefit of having people be able to see what they're up to and have access to their calendar and being able to connect with them in unique and interesting ways. So.
Yeah, and you're right, because I was actually, as the guy was trying to pull the content together, I was looking for examples of cool stories and entertainment, and I was finding these examples that weren't real, right? That they were kind of imitation, right? So it was text written, copy written on behalf of somebody, and then it was kind of imitating the person, but it wasn't really the person. It wasn't their real personal bot. So congrats on getting out there. I don't want to run out of time before we actually get to try this. Are you ready to actually help us go through the demo? And
Okay, so
if the gods allow us to have the actual tech work right now.
Yeah. All right. So we need it up on the screen. Cool. All right, I see people are sending messages in. He's got this direct message feature still live. Okay.
So can people actually communicate with him yet, or are you going to tell us when?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so as you folks get on, you can join.
No, that's good. Okay. So I'm just going to I'll have you do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Stop sending him DMs though for now. So we have this super secret admin panel, and so he's able to then go into the admin dashboard. And then he can do some things specifically that he wants to do from Messenger. He doesn't have to leave, which is actually a really big deal, because if you build a bot right now on Messenger, you usually have to use the Pages app in order to chat with it or send it through some back-end channel like Slack, and it's a really terrible experience. So we managed to do all of that in the Facebook Messenger experience. So do you want to go ahead and take a picture?
I'm gonna take a picture with everybody. It's going to be a super selfie. And
you can stand up.
And anybody that has the app, you're going to get it. It's going to go to everybody.
I want to get it.
Everybody stand up. Let's just do, because this is big. This could go to 3.8 million. All right, here we go. Hey! Yeah, okay, cool. And then send. So you take the picture, you send, and then it says, what would you like the caption to be? And I say super selfie at #mobilebeat.
Oh, selfie, autocorrect.
This is not my phone, this is her phone. I got selfie in there. Oh,
one more time, yeah.
Okay, self-T, self. E. I-E? Is it I-E?
Yeah, it's I-E. But
what? I has Y the whole okay. All right. Super selfie at mobile beat. You gotta do that. And then I'm gonna say, yeah, baby. Here we go. Bam. And then it loads it in, and then you send it.
Yeah, so anyone who's interacted with his bot should get the message, and also will get invited into this now open chat room, which you're going to start seeing people populating in, and you can start chatting.
Yeah.
You guys see that?
Look at this. And the flags, this is where they're from.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that.
So yeah, he can like send messages, and they can chat with each
Vince?
other.
Are you Vince? Look at all those flags. Look at that. London.
Hey, Neil.
Look at the it's already like analytics. I can see all the London.
Anyways, so yeah, that's how it works. And he can then have this like interactive experience with his audience
Chris
live.
Messina.
Where's Chris? Oh yeah.
Oh,
nice.
let's start live chat. How do we do it?
Oh no, we don't want to do it with him. No. Oh, look at he's watching live.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, baby.
All right, cool. So that's it.
All right. Yeah. Woo. Woo-hoo. Look at that. That's crazy.
All right. So yeah, we're out of time. But thank you, Redfoo. Thanks for joining us, man. I'm glad we kicked you off.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Thank you guys. All right.
Yeah. Thanks for coming to Mulliby, man. So thanks, Redfoo. And so now, unfortunately, it's the time for closing the event, which had a great couple of days. I can't believe that we had 700 people register to come to a conference that's about AI and bots. And a lot of people have been poo-pooing bots, and I think rightly so. There's a lot of like healthy skepticism. But you saw that bots are active in just about every industry, right? From healthcare to finance to consumer. And so we are at VentureBeat going to continue to focus on this topic. I think this is the first significant event where we're bringing the communities together. So we want to continue to do that at VentureBeat, this focus on AI, and we're going to continue that in Q4. So watch out for our announcements as we continue the next steps there. But this is the time to say thanks to everybody who made this possible. So first of all, I wanted to say a big thanks to our sponsors for making this possible. It wouldn't have been possible without big support from these guys. So thank you very much, Rick. Second of all, I wanted to thank the event team, right? So the event team has actually been largely invisible here. So you have the AV team over here. But Megan, I don't know if you can step up for a second or put your head out from up there. You there? All right. Woo! A lot of challenges, as you can see, with AV and syncing it all up. But she was there working till 3 in the morning and actually getting this thing done and moving ahead. So Megan, thanks for pushing through. And Heather, are you around? Heather is our VP of events and is actually the one who oversaw this entirely. I wanted to give a big thanks to Heather as well. Are you here? I don't see her, but thanks. And of course, the venue for all the hard work that they've been putting on, and for the AV team and the audio crew and everyone else up there that's participated. And then also all the other folks. So the editorial team, Baptiste, who actually put a lot of work into the botathon, just the first international botathon he pulled off in about 6 weeks. The whole team. And then there's countless other people that I can thank on our team as well who are playing big roles. So Wendy as well. Wendy, are you around right now? Anyway, Wendy was participating there on content, marketing, and everything else. Thanks. And so then the whole VentureBeat team. And then lastly, to you, the audience, wanted to thank you for coming, and I hope you got something out of this as much as I got. It's just been a really energizing event, so stay tuned. And I hope there's drinks somewhere out there. I'm going to go try and find one. Is there? Okay.
There are.
Okay.
In fact, ArcTouch is hosting Happy Hour.
Great.
ArcTouch, you rock.
Okay. Where? Outside there?
Happy Hour.
At the beer garden?
Beer garden? Upstairs? Beer garden?
It's outside. Okay, right out here.
Outside.
So get a drink with me.
Upstairs. Everywhere.
And upstairs.
Pantomime.
Okay, well, I'll try and be in multiple places. I'll get my bot out. All right, thanks, guys.